Letters to the Editor is an author-driven podcast created and directed by Enrique Stuyck Roma, a journalist, lawyer and entrepreneur from Madrid. Enrique holds a Guinness World Record for his letters to the editor and has had 10,000 letters published in 70 Spanish newspapers. In this podcast, we will read a letter a day for a whole year selected from his books Ocurrencias, Witticisms, Reflections on Life. The title of today's letter is To Think, Reflect, Consider, Meditate, or Come Up With Something. Every time I hesitate between using one word or another to express something, I end up having to resort to synonyms, of which there are plenty for all tastes, and I then end up more confused. Let me explain. If a friend asks me for advice and I want to tell them to think twice before doing something foolish, I could tell them to reflect, to consider, to reason it out, or even to meditate on it, and I would be saying the same thing, but with different words. I would be suggesting that he refrain from doing what he usually does because he's being as stubborn as a mule and clearly not listening to reason. And if my friend is not convinced by my words and decides to see a psychologist to whom he says that he is in a sea of doubts, well, it would probably be better if he just said he is a wreck. Because that way the psychologist will understand him and won't think that he's trying to sound pedantic, which is the impression I often give unintentionally every time I get carried away and start rambling at the drop of a hat, on the first tangent, the second or the third, which aren't synonyms but correlative. This letter was published in one newspaper in February 2023. Discover more episodes at letterstotheeditor.com and remember to subscribe and rate the podcast on your favourite platform. Podcast produced by Jorge Marín e Ove Productora. Letters translated by Ana Marchena. Branding and visual identity by Samuel Ferrer, Quinton Brands. Editing by Margot Martin. Readings by Susanna Galan.